Hey planner friends, welcome back to the Planner Hoot. Today I'm walking you through how I've been using the Laurel Denise Mae Planner as my family business planner and why I decided to switch over to the Christy layout for 2026. I'm also giving my extra May a whole new life as a faith journal, and because I really do love the May layout so much, I'm going to be giving one away just for my YouTube community. So I hope that you stick around because throughout this video, I will share all the details on how you can enter the giveaway. But also, if you've been thinking about using a planner to really focus in on something special, whether you're juggling a busy business, a growing side hustle, or you just want to understand the difference between these two planner layouts, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Hey friends, so if you're new here, my name is Selinda and I love planning. I've shared in previous videos how I'm using 4 different planners to organize my entire life. My current stack includes 4 different Laurel Denise layouts. I use the Rose Planner, the Nancy Planner, the Scout Planner, and this one, which is the May, and this is my dedicated family business planner. Our family business, which is put in cups, is basically my 9 to 5 job. So I wear a lot of hats
from customer service, taking on all the marketing campaigns, watching our budgets, website updates, all the new product launches, partnerships with schools,
all the fun stuff and chaotic things that can be happening behind the scenes. I realized really quickly though that trying to mix all of that into my Nancy planner, which is the planner I use for my day-to-day personal life, marketing clients, and all of my content planning, if I tried to combine it, it was going to be way too much for my brain. So it was a little overwhelming to see everything layered together. So that's when my May became my focus business planner. It's a dedicated space where I could really zero in on my business tasks only without all of the noise from the rest of my crazy life. So it's been really helpful for me to stay organized and actually see the workload more clearly in my May planner. So instead of going through flip through in my May, I'm going to jump right into December to show you how I set up my month and my weeks in this planner. So my May planner is my family business planner. So I do keep track of a lot of customer information and order details. So I don't want to do a full flip through just because I'm not sure exactly what I have and haven't blurred out any personal info for our customers or order details. So I just want to show you how I lay out my May for the month. Basically, I will keep track of the big goals that we have for that month, any specific themes or big projects of the month that we're working on, all of our marketing campaigns. And then, of course, I will go ahead and also lay out any personal appointments or meetings. And I segment out our social content that I just have to make sure to reference all the time and go in and check in on. So this is a very simple layout of how I use it. I love that it is very simple because it gives me a full month view of everything happening in the business that month. So I love to do that. I also bring in all of my main appointments from my Rose and Nancy planner into my May planner only when it's going to interfere with anything throughout my work day, because this will obviously change how my actual schedule is throughout the day. So I'm better prepared to adjust what projects or tasks I can accomplish on that specific day. My week is laid out this way. So I've been laying my week out like this for the past couple of months and it's working very well. So I am going to finish out December. I will briefly show you how I lay it out and why I think the Christie is going to be a better layout for me personally for my family business planner. So what I like to do, I keep the same line here that separates my main meetings or due dates on the left hand side. I do the same thing in my Nancy planner. This just gives me a reminder of what the big things are for that day. And then I section out my day into different areas. So I do a sales and customer service focus, my marketing to do list, order and notes that I need to remember, and then any of our manufacturing schedules or operations that we're doing at the office or at the warehouse. And then I do keep track of some purchase orders that will come in. I do have a section for follow ups where anything that I need to follow up that stood out that week, I will try to do at the end of the week, or I'll make a note to do for the following week. And then I do love this end of week checklist that just keeps me in check of things that I need to make sure are done every single week, just to stay consistent and have a really good flow of things at the office or just from day to day. So as I continued to move through the months, there was something missing in my planner. And that's how I realized that May was not going to be the planner that had everything for me for this specific need. So there were two big reasons. One was the Sunday start was definitely killing my vibe for work week, right? I think about my work week as a Monday through Friday because we don't work the weekends. So the Sunday up here, I was using as notes, and then the bottom Saturday I was also using as notes. So I had my week view in the middle, but it just threw me off because I felt like my Monday should be up here, and then I would get lost with notes up here and notes down here. So the space and how I was working it was really just kind of throwing me off a little bit. Even though it's working as far as the structure and getting the things I wanted in my planner, I just felt that I was trying to make it work with the Sunday start. So I did make my 2026 May purchase as a Monday start, and instantly saw that having the Saturday and Sunday at the bottom was already a really good change because I have this note space now at the bottom. But talking about note space, I felt like I actually needed more. So I used the empty space as my notes. So I have notes up here, I have notes up here, I also have notes here, and then I have notes here. So at the end of the week, for me in my brain, everything was all over the place. Instead of having like a section of just notes, I had notes here, 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 and here. I had to reference, and when I would go for my Sunday resets to plan the following week, I was kind of lost because everything was all over the place and it wasn't as structured. So the May not having enough writing space for me in my notes was another reason why I was like, okay, what can I do to make a change? I love the month view of this planner because I do like having a focus of just what's going on with the business things. So that's when I decided that I think if I change to the Kristy layout but keep the same structure, that was going to be the perfect change for the family business planner. So let me show you the Kristy layout and how it's different from the May layout. And that way you can maybe understand where I'm coming from, or if you have some other suggestions on how maybe I can approach my note space, let me know in the comments. But let me show you the difference of the May and the Kristy for the weekly layout. So this is the Kristy. And as you can see, the week of the Kristy has the days going from top to bottom. So Monday through Sunday, and your days goes from top to bottom. And now your week column is on the left-hand side, and it doesn't have this week, so you can use this for whatever you want to use it for. And these two pages have note space at the bottom that I was talking about needing for all of the additional things that I want to track in this planner. So that's the May layout, and let me show you a blank one too so you can really see the difference here. So that's a blank May, and here is the blank Kristy. So the way that I decided that Kristy was going to be the best option to change for my family planner, first and foremost, the month is exactly the same. So you still get the beautiful big view to really focus in on the month. And so definitely loved that. And then, like I've mentioned, I am obsessed with this yellow color. So I didn't want to lose out on not using this planner because it is just a beautiful yellow gold color with the beautiful inside cover. So I really did love it and I really fell in love with that in the Mae. So because the Kristy is exactly the same, that was already a big bonus for me. And then again, whenever I looked at the week, it just makes a little bit more sense on how I can use this for my family business planner. I used the sticky note method that Laurel Denise shows on her YouTube channel to make sure that the layout was going to work if I made the switch. So here's my view here, but let me go back to my actual week in my current Mae. So as you can see, these are the different areas that I like to plan out that I previously showed. So what I did is I took a sticky note and I made a note of all of the things that I like to plan. So I have weekly goals, PO orders, notes, all my meetings, to-do lists, projects, notes, all of the things that I have on these headers, I made a post-it note for, and then I laid it out in the Kristy to see, well, if I do change, how am I going to make this layout work? And this is what I came up with, and I'm pretty obsessed with it. So I'm excited to move into my Kristy in January. I haven't written in it, I haven't done anything, but I am excited to make this layout work. I think if you see here, one of the big things with changing to a Monday, my Saturday and Sunday columns down here are going to be additional note space aside from the big note space down here. So this one's going to be perfect for my end of week checklist and my follow-ups that I like to have at the end of the week, because that's going to kind of close out the week for me. So it just makes sense to kind of have it on the right hand side for me personally. And then I have another big note space over here. And then again, I'll be drawing lines here. Not sure exactly the sizes yet, but I'm going to have my note space, my milestones, and my reflections all towards the bottom. So at the end of the week, or when I'm resetting for the new week, I know exactly where to look. So that makes me really excited. I think I pretty much have everything that I have in this layout, which is my current Mae. I pretty much have everything now in here for the week. And then, like I mentioned, the month is going to stay exactly the same. So where's the month here? There it is. So the month is going to be just as productive, and it's going to just have that same flow because it's exactly the same. So that is already a big plus. I'm not going to have to change much there. It's just going to be in the weekly layout that I kind of, start playing with it a little bit more. But because there is so much more note space in the Kristy, I'm pretty positive that it's a really good change. So if you're maybe thinking you want a focus planner or something to separate something specific, maybe it's your business, or maybe it's a specific project and you want to use this as a project planner, I really think that the Mae and the Kristy are really good focus planners, because you can again really see the big picture, but then you're able to zoom in on your individual week so that you really stay focused. And if like the other planners, like the Nancy planner or the Ann planner, maybe are overwhelming because you're seeing everything at once, which is your full month and your week at the same time, maybe your brain just doesn't work that way, or it doesn't read it as productive, then this is definitely a great layout. The only difference, like I mentioned, is the week view. So I'll give you that peek in one more time here. The Mae is just going to be horizontal, and then the Kristy is vertical. So that's the only difference, and it's going to depend really if you're more of a vertical list maker throughout the day, or if you want more writing space individually for the day across 2 pages. So lots of great options for you. Now, I did mention to you that I loved the Mae Planner as soon as I got it. So my current Mae Planner is this blue color, which I love already because that is my family business brand color, and so is this gold. So that is another thing that really drew me into using this planner, because I just fell in love with the color. So I was going to figure out how to use it one way or the other. So because I did buy a 2026 Mae Planner, because initially that was going to be part of my 2026 stack moving forward to keep the same system I was using for my family business. My Mae Planner is actually a Monday start, and it is the horizontal, right, the May layout. Because I love this so much, I couldn't get rid of it. And so what I'm going to end up doing is actually use this as my faith planner for 2026. So I have been using this year in the Bible for the past couple of years. This one's actually the new one for 2026, but I start every morning with my Bible study before I hit the gym, and it's just become part of my routine. That's just essential. I don't have to write that down in my planner because it's just part of my daily start and how I, get everything going for the rest of the day. But because I do a year in the Bible and I do multiple Bible studies throughout the year, I figured that the May is going to be perfect to use as a journal for all of my Bible studies. So because I love the May so much, and now that I've shown how versatile it is, I wanted to share that joy with one of you. So I picked up another May planner. It's a Monday start, 2026, January through December, and I'm going to be giving it away to one of you in my YouTube community. So to enter the giveaway, be sure to be subscribed to the Planner Hoot YouTube channel and like this video, as well as leave a comment below and tell me how you would use this May planner. I'm excited to see all of y'all's ideas, and I'm hoping you guys are excited as I am about this May planner giveaway. So that's how I'm finishing out 2025 in my current May, why I'm actually switching to Kristy for 2026, and how my extra May is going to become my faith journal, and I'm very excited about that idea. I hope that this video gave you some inspiration or even clarity if you're still deciding on which planner layout to use for 2026. If you have any questions about which planner might work best for you, drop them in the comments and let me know. I genuinely love helping people figure out what fits their real life routine and create a planning system that truly works for them. All in all, whichever planner brand, or even a notebook that you're using, I just hope that you get motivated and inspired to create your own planning system and make time for your priorities in 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Plan with purpose, protect your peace, and go win your week.